The deep space mining vessel Helios drifted silently through the Kuiper Belt, its massive collection arrays casting long shadows across the frozen void. In the engineering bay, Chief Engineer Maya Chen stood before a holographic display of the ship's core systems, her dark eyes reflecting the soft blue glow of diagnostic readouts. 20 years of deep space operations had taught her to trust her instincts, and right now, every fiber of her being screamed that something was wrong. Structural integrity at 97%. The ship's AI announced, its voice eerily calm. Unknown energy signature detected in Quadrant 7. Maya's fingers danced across the holographic interface, bringing up detailed scans of the area. "Show me the anomaly, ARI," she commanded, using the AI's informal designation. The display shifted, revealing a pulsing point of light amid the usual asteroid signatures. "Energy pattern does not match any known configurations in database," ARI continued. "Recommend immediate investigation." Maya keyed her comlink. "Bridge, this is engineering. Are you seeing this?" "Affirmative, Chief." Captain Sarah Torres responded, her voice tight with tension. "We're already adjusting course. I want you on the observation deck in 10 minutes." The observation deck of the Helios offered an unobstructed view of space through its reinforced transparent steel windows. Maya arrived to find Captain Torres already there, along with Dr. James Harrison, the ship's xenorchaeologist, a position that had seemed redundant until now. "There," Harrison pointed, his hand trembling slightly. "It's beautiful." Floating in the void before them was what appeared to be a perfect sphere, roughly the size of a small shuttle. Its surface rippled with patterns of light that seemed to defy the laws of physics, creating impossible geometries that hurt Maya's eyes if she looked too long. "Initial scans suggest it's artificial," Torres said, her dark skin illuminated by the sphere's ethereal glow. "And old. Very old." Maya stepped closer to the window, her engineering mind already racing with possibilities. "The energy output is incredible. If we could harness even a fraction of that power." "Let's focus on containment first," Torres interrupted. "Chen, I want you to lead the retrieval team. Harrison will assist. We need to know what we're dealing with before we make any decisions." The retrieval operation was unlike anything Maya had ever attempted. The sphere defied conventional tractor beams, seeming to exist in a state of quantum uncertainty until directly observed. It took 3 hours of precise maneuvering before they finally managed to guide it into the ship's main cargo bay. Maya stood before the sphere in her EVA suit, Harrison at her side, both protected by a containment field. Up close, the artifact was even more mesmerizing. The patterns on its surface seemed to respond to their presence, shifting and flowing like liquid mercury. "The dating analysis is complete," Harrison whispered, his voice filled with awe. "It's over 3 million years old." Maya activated her suit's scanning array, watching as streams of data flooded her helmet display. "These energy readings, they're not random. There's a pattern here, almost like." The sphere pulsed suddenly, emitting a wave of energy that passed through the containment field like it wasn't there. Maya's suit systems flickered, and for a brief moment, she felt something brush against her consciousness. Alien thoughts, impossible geometries, a sense of urgent purpose. "Chen," Torres's voice cut through her daze. "We're detecting multiple system failures across the ship. Whatever that thing is, it's affecting our core processors." Maya shook her head, trying to clear the lingering sensation of alien contact. "Captain, I don't think it's attacking us. It's trying to communicate." The sphere pulsed again, stronger this time. Emergency alarms blared throughout the ship as gravity systems began to fail. Maya felt herself lifting off the deck, but her attention was fixed on her scanner display. The pattern was becoming clearer now, not just energy fluctuations, but a language written in quantum states. "Harrison," she called out, "are you seeing this? The mathematical sequences, they're perfect prime numbers," he finished. "It's a key, a key to something much bigger. Maya's mind raced. The alien presence she had felt, the complex patterns, the quantum irregularities, they all pointed to one conclusion. This wasn't just an artifact. It was a test, a key, a gateway to something beyond human understanding. Captain, Maya keyed her calm, her voice steady despite the chaos around her. I need authorization to attempt direct interface with the sphere. My neural implants might be able to establish a stable connection. Negative, Chief. It's too risky. With all due respect, Captain, if we don't act now, we're going to lose the ship. Those system failures aren't random. They're following a pattern, testing our responses. We need to prove we can understand and adapt. There was a long pause filled only by the wail of emergency sirens. Finally, Taurus's voice returned, heavy with the weight of command. Do it. But Chen, be careful. That's an order. Maya approached the sphere, her heart pounding. She retrieved a neural interface cable from her suit's utility belt and connected it to the port at the base of her skull. The other end she held toward the sphere, watching as the artifact's surface rippled in response. Here goes nothing, she muttered, and pressed the connector against the sphere's shifting surface. The universe exploded behind her eyes. Information flooded her consciousness, star maps, quantum equations, engineering schematics beyond human comprehension. But beneath it all was a message, urgent and clear. We were not the first. We will not be the last. The darkness is coming. Maya Chen, chief engineer of the deep space mining vessel Helios, stood at the threshold of humanity's greatest discovery. And as the alien presence filled her mind with visions of both wonder and terror, she realized that everything, her life, her species, her understanding of reality itself, was about to change forever. The quantum data stream coursing through Maya's neural implants felt like fire in her synapses. Her consciousness expanded, stretched across dimensions she hadn't known existed. Through the connection with the sphere, she saw impossible things. Civilizations rising and falling across millions of years, vast machine networks spanning galaxies, and something else, a darkness moving between the stars, consuming everything in its path. Chen, your vitals are critical. Captain Torres's voice seemed to come from a great distance. Disconnect now. But Maya couldn't disconnect. Not yet. The sphere was showing her something crucial. Through the pain and the overwhelming flood of information, she began to understand. The sphere wasn't just a repository of knowledge. It was a key to activating a defense network created by an ancient civilization. A civilization that had faced the same threat now approaching human space. Captain, Maya managed through gritted teeth, we need to get this sphere to Earth. Immediately. The connection severed abruptly as Harrison pulled the neural interface cable free. Maya collapsed, her nose bleeding, her head pounding with residual data fragments. But her eyes were clear and focused as she looked up at Captain Torres. The corporate mission parameters have changed, she said firmly. What I saw in there, Earth needs to know. Torres's expression hardened. Helios Mining Corporation isn't going to like that. This expedition cost billions. They'll want the artifact for themselves. Then they'll have to go through me. Maya pushed herself to her feet, steadying herself against a cargo container. Because I'm the only one who can interface with it now. Within hours of their course change toward Earth, the first transmission from corporate headquarters arrived. Maya watched from the bridge as CEO Victoria Nash's hologram materialized before them, her expression a careful mask of corporate concern. Captain Torres, your decision to abandon your assigned sector is concerning. Nash's voice was silk over steel. That artifact represents a significant company investment. A recovery team is already en route to your location. With respect, Ms. Nash. Maya stepped forward. This goes beyond corporate interests. The sphere contains information about an imminent threat to human civilization. We need to get it to Earth's Defense Council. Nash's hologram turned to face her, eyes narrowing. Ah, Chief Engineer Chen. I understand you've had some Interaction with the artifact. Our specialists are very interested in discussing that with you. The implied threat wasn't subtle. Maya felt Captain Torres step up beside her, a silent show of support. The sphere has already accepted Chen's neural pattern, Torres said. Any attempt to force another connection could destroy both the artifact and the data it contains. It wasn't entirely true, but Nash didn't need to know that. The CEO's hologram flickered as she considered this information. Very well, Nash finally replied. Proceed to Earth. Our recovery team will escort you. After the transmission ended, Maya turned to Torres. They'll try to seize control before we reach Earth orbit. I know, Torres nodded grimly. Which is why we're going to need what's in that sphere. How quickly can you learn to use it? Maya's neural implants still burned from the first connection, but she smiled. Give me 12 hours. You'll have your miracle. The next half-day passed in a blur of neural interfaces and quantum mathematics. Maya immersed herself in the sphere's data structure, learning to navigate its vast repository of knowledge. With each connection, the alien patterns became clearer, more accessible. She began to understand not just the information, but the logic behind it, the way the ancient builders had thought and reasoned. Harrison worked alongside her, helping to translate the more esoteric concepts into terms their human minds could grasp. Together, they uncovered the sphere's basic functions, its ability to manipulate quantum fields, generate defensive barriers, and most importantly, communicate with other artifacts scattered throughout the galaxy. It's a network node, Maya explained to Torres during a brief rest period. Part of a vast defense system. The ancients built it to fight something they called the Void, a force that exists in the spaces between dimensions. It consumes entire civilizations, breaking down the barriers between reality and something else. And this Void, Torres's face was grim. It's returning. It never left. It's been out there, growing stronger. The sphere activated because it detected the first signs of incursion in our sector. Before Torres could respond, the ship's proximity alerts blared. Araya's calm voice filled the bridge. Multiple vessels detected on intercept course. Signatures match Helios Corporation military escorts. Maya's hands flew over the neural interface controls. Earlier than we expected. Captain, I need you to trust me. What I'm about to do will look impossible, but the sphere's quantum field technology can protect us. The corporate vessels emerged from superluminal transit, their weapons already charged. Maya felt sweat beading on her forehead as she interfaced with the sphere, channeling its power through her neural implants. The quantum equation she had learned danced through her mind, rearranging reality at the subatomic level. This is HMC Victory to Helios, a cold voice transmitted. Power down your engines and prepare for boarding. Maya opened her eyes, which now glowed with the same ethereal light as the sphere. Ready for something impossible, Captain. She activated the quantum field. Reality twisted around the Helios as the sphere's defense systems engaged. The corporate ships opened fire, but their energy weapons passed through empty space. The Helios now existed partially out of phase with normal spacetime. By all known laws of physics, we don't exist right now, Maya explained, her voice trained with the effort of maintaining the field. But we can still move. Get us to Earth, Captain. Quickly. As the Helios slipped away from its corporate pursuers, Maya felt the sphere pulse with approval. Humanity had passed its first test, proving they could adapt to and use the ancient technology. But she knew this was just the beginning. The real challenge would come when they reached Earth, and Maya would have to convince humanity's leaders that their greatest fight, a battle against an enemy they couldn't see or understand, was about to begin. And the only weapons they had were a mysterious sphere, the fragments of knowledge in her transformed mind, and humanity's endless capacity to defy impossible odds. Earth's orbital defense grid sparkled like a web of stars against the planet's night side. Maya stood before the United Earth Defense Council, her neural implants humming with residual energy from the sphere. The council chamber was silent as the holographic display showed the Helios' sensor logs, the corporate pursuit, the impossible escape, and most importantly, the void signatures already appearing at the edge of the solar system. The sphere's data is clear, Maya concluded. We have less than 72 hours before the first incursion begins. Earth's current defenses won't be enough. Admiral Chen Wei, no relation, though Maya sometimes wished otherwise, leaned forward in his seat. You're asking us to place Earth's defense in the hands of alien technology we barely understand, based on a warning about an enemy we can't even see. I'm asking you to trust human ingenuity, Maya corrected. The sphere chose to interface with us for a reason. Its builders saw something in humanity, our adaptability, our determination. We can learn to use their technology, but we have to act now. Before the Admiral could respond, emergency alerts blared throughout the chamber. A junior officer burst in, face pale. Multiple quantum ruptures detected in the Kuiper belt. The void. It's here early. Maya's heart raced as she accessed the neural feed from the sphere. Through its quantum sensors, she saw them. Tears in the fabric of reality, each one spilling darkness into normal space. And from these wounds in the universe emerged things that defied description. Massive shapes that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions at once, their forms hurting the human mind that tried to comprehend them. Show me the tactical display, Admiral Chen demanded. The holographic map expanded, showing the solar system in real time. The void entities were moving fast, their passage leaving trails of quantum distortion that disabled or destroyed everything in their path. The outer system defense platforms were already going dark. Maya connected more deeply with the sphere, letting its ancient knowledge flow through her enhanced neural pathways. The sphere can upgrade our defense grid, integrate its quantum technology with our existing systems. But I'll need help. Other neural-enhanced individuals who can handle the interface. Out of the question. Victoria Nash's voice cut through the chamber as the CEO strode in, flanked by corporate security. That sphere is corporate property, and Chen is in breach of contract. Admiral Chen rose from his seat, his authority filling the room. Earth is under attack, Ms. Nash. Corporate law no longer applies. Actually, Nash smiled coldly. It does. She held up a tablet displaying a complex legal document. Executive Order 147 places all exotic technology under corporate oversight during times of crisis. Signed by 3 council members, about 30 seconds ago. Maya felt her connection to the sphere pulse with warning. Through its sensors, she saw more ruptures opening, closer now. They were running out of time. Show them, she whispered to the sphere. Show them what we're really facing. The chamber's lights flickered as the sphere's quantum field expanded. Suddenly, everyone present could see what Maya saw through the neural interface. The true nature of the void entities, the destruction they had wreaked across countless civilizations, the desperate last stand of the sphere's builders. The council members recoiled in horror, but they couldn't look away. Now Maya's voice carried the weight of ancient knowledge. Would anyone like to discuss corporate ownership while our reality is being unmade? The next few hours were a blur of activity. With the council's emergency authorization, Maya began working with a hastily assembled team of neural-enhanced engineers and scientists. They connected to the sphere in shifts, their enhanced minds working to integrate its quantum technology with Earth's defense grid. Dr. Harrison worked alongside them, helping to translate the more complex alien concepts. But even as they made progress, the void entities drew closer. The outer system was lost, Jupiter's moons going dark one by one. The corporate ships that had pursued the Helios were among the first casualties, their weapons useless against an enemy that existed partially outside normal spacetime. Maya worked without rest, her consciousness split between her body and the quantum network they were building. Through the neural interface, she could feel the approaching darkness like a weight pressing against her mind. But she could also feel something else. The sphere's approval as humanity proved its worth again and again. adapting and innovating in ways its original builders never imagined. "They're approaching the Mars defense line," Admiral Chen announced, his voice tense. "How much longer?" Maya opened her eyes, now permanently gleaming with quantum energy. "The integration is at 80%. But," she hesitated, "there's something else, something the sphere has been waiting to show us." She connected more deeply to the artifact, accessing previously locked sections of its database. New information flooded her enhanced mind. Blueprints for weapons that could damage reality itself, shield configurations that could protect entire planets, and most importantly, the location of other spheres scattered throughout nearby star systems. "We're not just fighting for Earth," Maya realized. "We're fighting for the right to claim the Ancients' legacy, to become what they once were, guardians of reality itself." The chamber shook as the first void entities reached the inner system. Through the quantum network, Maya felt Mars' defenses crumble. But as fear rippled through the assembled humans, she smiled. The sphere had chosen humanity for a reason, not because they were perfect, but because they were survivors. Because when faced with impossible odds, humans didn't just fight. They evolved. "Admiral," she stood, quantum energy crackling around her neural implants, "I think it's time to show these cosmic horrors why they should have stayed in their own dimension." The battle for Earth was about to begin, and humanity's first line of defense was a mining ship's engineer with impossible knowledge burning in her enhanced mind. The void entities were ancient and powerful, but they were about to learn a crucial lesson. Never underestimate humanity's ability to adapt, survive, and fight back. Reality itself seemed to bend and crack as the void entities approached Earth. Through the quantum network, Maya watched as humanity's enhanced defense grid engaged the cosmic horrors. Enhanced missile batteries fired warheads that split quantum barriers. Modified shield generators created bubbles of stable spacetime that even the void couldn't corrupt. But it wasn't enough. For every entity they destroyed, two more emerged from the growing rifts in space. Maya stood in the sphere chamber deep beneath Geneva, her neural implants burning as she coordinated the defense network. Dr. Harrison worked nearby, his own neural interface giving him unprecedented insight into the alien mathematics they were wielding. "We're losing the outer defense rings," Admiral Chen's voice crackled through the quantum comm. "These things are learning, adapting to our weapons." Maya dove deeper into the sphere's database, pushing her enhanced mind to its limits. The ancient knowledge burned through her consciousness, revealing patterns she hadn't seen before. "The sphere," she gasped. "It's not just a weapon or a key, it's a seed." Harrison looked up from his calculations. "A seed? For what?" Before Maya could answer, a massive quantum surge ripped through the network. One of the larger void entities had breached Luna's defense perimeter, its impossible form casting shadows that shouldn't exist. Through the quantum sensors, Maya watched in horror as it began to unravel the moon's very existence. "Get me everything," she shouted to her team of neural-enhanced operators. "Every scrap of power, every quantum processor. Now." Energy flooded through the network as Maya initiated a sequence she just discovered. The sphere's true purpose, hidden beneath layers of quantum encryption. The artifact began to pulse with blinding light, its surface flowing like liquid metal. "Chen." Admiral Chen's voice was tense. "What are you doing?" "What the ancients intended," Maya replied, her voice overlaid with quantum harmonics. "They didn't just leave us weapons. They left us a blueprint. A way to transform humanity into something that could truly fight the void." The sphere's light intensified, connecting with the neural implants of every enhanced operator in the network. Maya felt their minds linked together, forming a collective consciousness that could perceive and manipulate quantum reality directly. Through their combined awareness, she finally understood the full scope of the Ancients' plan. "The sphere is a transformation engine," she explained as reality rippled around them. "It's designed to uplift species with the right potential, giving them the tools to fight back. But the process requires a catalyst, a species willing to risk everything, to sacrifice their current form for something new. You're talking about changing the entire human race, Harrison realized, his voice filled with awe and terror. Maya nodded grimly. Everyone with neural enhancement capability. The sphere will rewrite our quantum structure, making us like the ancients. But she hesitated. The process was never completed before. Every previous species either rejected the transformation or was destroyed before it could finish. Another surge rocked the chamber as more void entities breached Earth's outer defenses. Through the quantum network, Maya felt the deaths of thousands as reality unraveled around the planet. They were out of time and options. "Admiral," she keyed the quantum comm, "I need authorization. Once this starts, there's no going back. Humanity will become something new, something different." There was a long pause filled with the sounds of battle and reality tearing apart. Finally, Chen's voice returned, heavy with the weight of command. "The choice is yours, Chen. You're the one who'll have to carry the burden." Maya closed her eyes, feeling the collective consciousness of every neural-enhanced human in the network. Their fear, their determination, their trust in her decision. She thought of the Helios, of Captain Taurus and her crew, of all the ordinary humans fighting with conventional weapons against an impossible enemy. "Begin transformation sequence," she commanded the sphere. Authorization. Maya Chen, humanity's choice. The sphere erupted with blinding quantum energy, its transformation field expanding to encompass the entire planet. Maya felt her consciousness expand exponentially as her neural implants evolved into something far beyond their original design. Every enhanced human connected to the network underwent the same metamorphosis, their minds and bodies becoming conduits for quantum power. Through their new awareness, they could see the void entities for what they truly were, parasitic intrusions in the structure of reality. And now, they could fight them on equal terms. "Defense Network Online," Maya announced, her voice resonating with newfound power. "All transformed units, engage the enemy. Show them why the ancients chose humanity." The battle that followed defied conventional description. Transformed humans wielded quantum weapons that could seal reality breaches, their enhanced minds working in perfect coordination. They moved through multiple dimensions at once, meeting the void entities in their own domain. But even as they fought, Maya discovered something else in the sphere's deepest protocols, a final solution that would require an even greater sacrifice, a way to not just drive back the void, but seal it away permanently. As Earth's transformed defenders pushed back the cosmic horror, Maya Chen prepared herself for one last impossible choice. The true test of humanity's worth wasn't just their ability to fight, but their willingness to sacrifice everything to protect what they loved. The hidden protocol was waiting, and Maya finally understood why the sphere had chosen her from the start. Sometimes the greatest acts of humanity came from letting go of humanity itself. The transformed defenders of Earth fought across dimensions, their quantum-enhanced minds and bodies moving through space-time like gods of ancient myth. But Maya Chen, connected to the sphere's deepest protocols, knew it wasn't enough. The void entities were endless, pouring through reality breaches faster than they could be sealed. Every victory was temporary, every sealed breach replaced by two more. Through the quantum network, Maya felt the strain on the transformed humans. Even with their enhanced capabilities, they were burning out. Dr. Harrison's consciousness brushed against hers, his thoughts tinged with exhaustion and worry. "We can't keep this up," he sent through their shared quantum link. "The transformation is stable, but our energy reserves are depleting. We need a permanent solution." Maya accessed the hidden protocol one more time, finally understanding its full implications. "There is a way," she responded, her quantum-enhanced voice reaching all transformed defenders. "The sphere's builders left us one last option, a way to create a permanent barrier between our reality and the void." Admiral Chen's transformed consciousness joined the link. "What's the cost?" "Everything," Maya replied simply. "The barrier requires an anchor point, a consciousness vast enough to span dimensions, powered by the combined quantum energy of all transformed humans, one mind becoming a living wall between realities. The implication was clear. Someone would have to sacrifice themselves, absorbing the quantum essence of every transformed human to become something beyond comprehension. An eternal guardian, forever holding back the darkness. "I'll do it," Maya continued before anyone could object. "The sphere chose me for a reason. I was the first to connect, the first to understand. It has to be me." Through the quantum network, she felt the resistance from her fellow defenders. Harrison's consciousness pulsed with denial, Admiral Chen's with reluctant understanding. But they all knew she was right. The sphere had prepared her for this moment from the start. Maya opened her quantum senses fully, taking in the scene around Earth. The transformed defenders fought valiantly, their powers incredible but waning. Below them, conventional human forces continued to fight with everything they had, never giving up despite facing an impossible enemy. This was what made humanity special, not just their ability to adapt and evolve, but their unwavering determination to protect what they loved. "Begin final sequence," she commanded the sphere. "Transfer all quantum signatures to primary consciousness." The process began immediately. One by one, the transformed defenders felt their enhanced powers flow into Maya's consciousness. Their sacrifice was willing but not easy. Each transfer meant giving up their newfound godlike abilities, returning to their original human forms. Maya's consciousness expanded exponentially as she absorbed each quantum signature. Her awareness stretched across dimensions, encompassing the entire solar system and beyond. She could see the void entities in their true form now, a cancer in reality itself, spreading endlessly across the cosmos. Through eyes that no longer needed physical form, she watched as the last defender's power flowed into her. Dr. Harrison was the final transfer, his consciousness touching hers one last time before returning to normal. "Make it count," his human voice whispered through the last quantum link. Maya's transformed consciousness now dwarfed the sphere that had started everything. Her awareness had become vast enough to perceive the very structure of reality, and more importantly, how to repair it. Initiating hidden protocol, she announced, her voice resonating across dimensions. Final barrier generation beginning. The process was beyond pain, beyond any human conception of sacrifice. Maya's consciousness stretched itself into an impossible geometric pattern, forming a wall between dimensions that the void could not breach. Her very essence became the barrier, her transformed mind the eternal guardian holding back the darkness. The void entities recoiled as they felt reality itself change around them. The breaches began to seal, not just around Earth, but across the galaxy. Maya's barrier spread like a wave of quantum energy, pushing the cosmic horrors back to their own dimension and ensuring they could never return. On Earth, the transformed defenders returned to their human forms, their neural implants now containing just enough residual quantum energy to maintain a connection to what Maya had become. Through this link, they could feel her continued presence, not dead, but transformed into something far beyond human comprehension. Admiral Chen stood in the sphere chamber, now empty of its impossible power. "Status report," he commanded, his voice rough with emotion. "All void incursions have ceased," Harrison replied, checking readings on his restored human interfaces. "The barrier is stable and growing. It's spreading to other galaxies, other dimensions." She did it. In orbit, Captain Torres and the crew of the Helios watched as reality stabilized around them. The quantum scars left by the void began to heal, and the stars seemed to shine brighter than before. "The sphere's builders chose well," Torres said softly. "They knew humanity would fight to the end, that we'd be willing to sacrifice everything to protect not just our world, but all of reality." The sphere, now dormant, remained as a testament to humanity's transformation. But it was no longer needed. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the ancients' legacy in ways even they hadn't imagined. They hadn't just survived the trial. They had transcended it. And somewhere beyond normal space and time, In a place between dimensions, the consciousness that had once been Maya Chen stood eternal watch. Her sacrifice had not just saved humanity. It had given them a future among the stars, a future where they could explore the cosmos knowing that the darkness between dimensions would never threaten them again. In the end, it wasn't just human ingenuity or determination that had saved them. It was their capacity for sacrifice, their willingness to give everything to protect not just their own world, but all of reality. Maya's transformation had shown the cosmos that humanity was ready not just to survive among the stars, but to become their guardians. The age of humanity had truly begun, and the stars themselves seemed to shine brighter in welcome.